Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a how many books can I read in 24 hours video. We're going to do the timer method. I've never done it the way we're doing it today with the timer method to see if, obviously this isn't like actually representative because obviously you get tired in a 24-hour period. This is just, we're going to set a timer for 24 hours and I'm going to pause it when I'm not reading and see how many books I can read in 24 hours. Like, I'm going to be filming this video over the span of a few days and just adding up all the time I've read until it equals 24 hours, no matter how many days it takes. Without further ado, the first book we're going to try and read in this video is Luna and the Lie by Mariana Zapata. I love a lot of Mariana's books. There's a couple that I don't like, but I love most of the books that I've read by her. And I've only got 3 left now, I think. Rhythm, Chord and Malkin, which I've heard awful things about. Luna and the Lie, which has like mid reviews, and The Best Thing, which has like quite mid reviews. So I just chose Luna and the Lie because it sounded the most interesting to me out of the 3. Neither of the 3 really strike me. I DNF'd Lingus, I didn't love Underlock, so I feel like the books from this kind of era aren't for me. My favourites from her are like From the Cove with Love. I really enjoyed Wait for It, Culte, Wall of Winnipeg, hands down. Like, all of those books are the ones that I love. Basically, her sports romances are the ones that I tend to like the most. I didn't love Gracie and the Grump, but I didn't hate it. There was nothing like offensive or wrong about it, where I feel like Mariana Zapata's old books are actually like borderline quite offensive. Like Lingus was just awful, really bad. I DNF'd it after like 20 pages or something because that was bad. But anyway, we're not reading that in this video. We're going to give Luna and the Lie a go and see if we can get any kind of good ones from her backlist. But yeah, that's the first book I plan to read in this video. We are now about 7, I think just under 8 hours in. It would have been smart of me to check before starting the clip, wouldn't it? Let's see. We are 7 hours, 47 minutes and 44 seconds in. I've not finished a book yet. I'm honestly about 25% through Luna and the Lie. And like, oh, I am struggling a little bit, I can't lie. I don't dislike it. I just... Mariana Zapata has a very interesting writing style. And by interesting, I mean extremely long-winded. And I like that in her books, where I love the character of that book because I want to be in her head as much as possible. But for a book like this where... I don't know, I don't not like the characters, but there's a lot of mystery surrounding our main female character at the minute. I don't feel like I know enough about her to be connected enough for all this waffle. I kind of wish we'd just get on with it and learn more about her, and then I'd be invested in it. Yeah, I'm just not invested right now, so it's taken me ages to read. I have also been listening to an audiobook. I can't even remember. It's called 3 Sisters, I think. It's by the same author that wrote The Tattooist of Auschwitz. Let me have a look who it actually is. Heather Morris, that's the one. I don't have very much of that left. I've got about half an hour, 40 minutes of the audiobook left. So I'm going to try and probably finish that over the next couple of days. So then that's one book ticked off for this video. I don't know how to feel about it. I'll be honest, I really don't know how to feel. So it's a book about 3 sisters who all end up in Auschwitz-Birkenau. And I am a historical fiction girl. I've read a lot of historical fiction. The last quite a big portion of this book is actually set after the war, and I don't want to spoil the book. Basically, some of our characters end up in Israel. And I don't know. With obviously everything going on, like, this isn't a criticism of the author because this book was written a while ago. It's not a new release. It's just more how I feel reading it. Like, is that a setting that I want to be reading about right now? No. I don't know. It's weird because the book was written before everything that's going on. But I still feel weird reading about, I don't know. I don't know how I'm supposed to feel. I just know it's making me feel weird, but it isn't the book's fault and it's not the author's fault. It's just I didn't know going in that any of this book, let alone such a big part of it, was going to be set there. And therefore I feel weird about that. So I don't know how to feel, to be honest. I really don't. I mean, I'll try and sum up my thoughts when I finish the book, but I honestly don't even know how to rate it because whatever rating I give kind of almost doesn't feel fair. I don't know. I really don't know. But anyway, I'm going to sit and read for a bit now. I'm just watching some booktube. I'm watching Rachel's travel vlog. Having a chill day. I was going to try and get a lot done today, but I just want to read. So I'm just going to sit and read. Going to try and get some more of Luna and the Lie read. And yeah, I'll let you know how I feel about both of these books when I've finished Three Sisters and when I'm quite a bit further in to Luna and the Lie. I can't remember how many hours in we were when I last spoke to you. We're now 10 hours in, just over 10 hours in. I am enjoying Luna and the Lie quite a lot more since the last time I spoke to you. Obviously I'm not that much further in, I'm still reading quite slowly. I've made no progress with Three Sisters, by the way. I've only been reading Luna and the Lie. I'm getting quite intrigued now. Things are starting to get revealed in Luna and the Lie. We're starting to understand a bit more like what the main character keeps alluding to. There's also, we know who the love interest is. Obviously nothing has happened between them yet because Miss Mariana, these people aren't going to kiss until 98% through. But we're starting to get little tidbits about him as well, like the main character's kind of overhearing stuff, and we're starting to build a bigger picture of what his past might have looked like. And yeah, there's just more intrigue. I don't like being completely out of the loop. I don't like being fed everything on a plate, don't get me wrong. I like that there's still a lot of stuff to uncover, but I like that I kind of know which path we're going down. I know the vibe of the stuff that we're going to uncover. I'm sure there's loads of stuff that will get revealed that I have no idea about, but I like that I've got a vague sense now of what is going on, and I do really like the main character. She's called Luna, obviously. I always really liked Luna from the beginning. I just was finding it difficult to connect to her because I was like, what's your story? Like, who are you? But now we know a little bit, like a tiny bit. So I am really enjoying it. I'm excited to keep reading. I'm going to go make some friendship bracelets because I'm seeing Miss Taylor Swift in 2 days. And yeah, I've got like 5 and I would like more. I've just spent 2 hours custom making a denim jacket with all of the album titles on. That was painful. I wish I was an arts and crafts gal, but I'm not. I'm truly not an arts and crafts kind of gal. Like, I just find it difficult. But anyway, I'm going to go do that now. So I'll update you when I've read something. I really want to finish Three Sisters just to get it done, but I also don't want to read it. Do you know what I mean? Like when you want to read a book because you're so close to the end, but you don't actually want to read that book because you're not really enjoying it. That's the vibe. Anyway, I'll speak to you when I've actually got something of an update to give. I just started editing the first part of this video, and I've just got to this point and realised I just moved straight on to the third book and just never told you that I finished either of these two or what I thought of them. So I finished both of these books. I've just decided not to rate Three Sisters because I don't know how I feel. I don't know how I'm supposed to feel. So it just doesn't feel fair to rate it. So I'm just not going to. I've just marked it as read on Goodreads and I'm just going to leave it at that. And then I finished Luna and the Lie and I gave it 4 stars. I actually ended up really liking it. It's not a book that I'm going to like think of every day for the rest of my life. Hence why it's a 4 and not any higher. But I did really enjoy it. I ended up really liking the characters. I really loved them together. And I was actually really convinced of their romance. I was worried at one point that I wouldn't be. I can't really explain why because I don't obviously want to spoil anything. But yeah, I do really love them together. I love Luna as a character. I saw some reviews saying that like it was just too sad of a book, and I get that. Like she's had a really hard life and a lot of things happened to her. But I just ended up really, really liking Luna. So yeah, 4 stars. Really enjoyed it. So I will now let this video continue and we will go on to the third book. Kind of long time no speak for this video. Obviously this was never meant to be like 24 hours straight. It was like the timer one, obviously, where I stopped and started. So it has been a little bit of time because I had to go and film some other videos that were like time sensitive. But I'm back to finish off this one. Let me actually go grab my phone so I can see how long I've got left on the timer. That would be helpful. So we are 22.5 hours in. So that means we've got, what, like an hour and a half left? Yeah, an hour and a half. Just under an hour and a half left. So the book that I'm currently reading, I have already got quite a long way into it. As I said, I've been reading for other videos and stuff. But I'm going to aim to finish this for this video. Even if I don't finish this book in an hour and a half, obviously I'll tell you how many pages I did read in an hour and a half. But I will finish it and give you my thoughts because I just need to talk about this book. So it's A Funny Story by Emily Henry. I've took the dust jacket off because I don't like reading with them on. I'm currently on page 248, so I've got just over 100 pages left. I don't think I can read 100 pages in an hour and a half. I am quite a slow reader. But as I said, I'll check in an hour and a half and tell you how much I've read, and then I'll just finish the rest off camera and tell you my thoughts, and then do a quick wrap up of everything else that I've read in this video. So yeah, that is the plan. I'm gonna make some breakfast now, sit and read this. I don't have much to do today, so I really can just sit and read. I've needed a day like this for so long, and spoiler alert, I'm kind of obsessed with this book. I feel like everyone who reads Emily Henry tends to like all of her books, but I feel like everyone has their Emily Henry book. So far, my Emily Henry book is Book Lovers. But this could be here to take the crown, guys. I can't lie. I've been nervous to read this because I didn't love Happy Place. I liked it, but I really expected to love it. And when I didn't, I was then very nervous to read this because I was like, what if Emily Henry's new releases aren't for me? What if it was like a one book wonder kind of thing? But no, she's proven me wrong because I'm obsessed with this. And I'm gonna go read it because I just need to finish it. I finished. I didn't finish it within the hour and a half. Let me tell you what page I actually got to. I took a picture of it, but then I just had to carry on reading because I was loving it so much. I got to page 329. So after I've explained my thoughts, I'll pop back in and do a clip about like how much I read, how many pages, etc. But yeah. I finished Funny Story. Guys, it's a 5-star. I feel like this is my Emily Henry book. Like it just is. I've enjoyed all of the books I've read by her, but this is my Emily Henry book. Like, am I Daphne? Is Daphne me? Like, I don't relate to her like 100%, obviously. It's never going to be a carbon copy, but just so many of the things that happen in her head. The whole like never getting too close so that you're not disappointed. I feel attacked by Miss Emily. But yeah, I just loved it. I loved the romance. I loved them together. I was worried that it was going to just feel like they were together through convenience, but it didn't. Like, I was so convinced by the romance and by the feelings for each other, and they just worked together so well. I just loved that book so much. If you don't know the premise of it, because I've not really explained the premise of any of these books, have I? Luna and the Light is about this woman that works for like a car garage, but she not like mechanics. She helps with the mechanics, but her main job is like painting the cars and things. So she works there, and the love interest is her boss. So it's like boss employee. They don't get on at all at first. The boss is very, very grumpy, so a few different tropes in there. And Luna's also had a very, very hard life. I would definitely look up trigger warnings for this book. If you know that you tend to be affected by like family issues in books, I would definitely look into that before you read this one. But yeah, as I said earlier in the video, really like that one. And then I think I did explain, didn't I, what Three Sisters was about? Yeah, I did. And then Funny Story, basically we've got Daphne and Miles, and Daphne's fiance and Miles's girlfriend get together. So Daphne's fiance leaves her, Miles's girlfriend leaves him for each other. So then Daphne and Miles are just thrust into this situation where they have to live together because Daphne has nowhere else to go. So Miles just lets her move in because his now ex-girlfriend moves in with Daphne's now ex-fiance. They just up and move in together one day, which leaves Daphne and Miles together, and then it's their relationship from there. So yeah, I was worried that it would kind of feel like, oh, but are they only together because they've been forced together? But it didn't feel like that to me at all. It felt like a really natural progression. Interrupted by a phone call from my boyfriend. I don't even know what I was saying, but I love Funny Story. Bye. I'll come back in a minute with the stats and stuff, but I don't know them. So I'm going to go figure out what I actually read in this video, and I'll get back to you when I've worked all that out. So, I don't know why I just shouted that. Right. So, Three Sisters I'd already read a quarter of before I started reading it for this video. I'd listened to a quarter of it, paused it, and then picked it back up in this video. So I've just done an approximate because I listened to it on audio, so I can't figure out the exact number. But I read around 240 pages because the book is 320, so I've just divided it by 4 and times it by 3. So I read approximately 240 pages of Three Sisters. I'm now going to look how many pages Luna and the Lie is, because I read all of that, so that one's easy. 626 pages, not the squint. Did you just say I'd go like this to read? What did I just say? 626, so let's add that on. And then how many pages did I read of Funny Story? Did I say I started on like page 258? I've already put the book back upstairs. Oh dear. Well, I read like less than 100 pages of it, didn't I, in this video? I think it was, oh, I don't know. Am I gonna have to really go? You know what, I'll put the number on the screen of how many pages I read of Funny Story, and then now I will put on the screen the total number of pages that I therefore read in this video. I thought I'd read a lot more than this, I can't lie. Luna and the Lie kind of counts as like 2 books, but then I didn't read all of Three Sisters and I didn't read all of Funny Story. I think I actually read less in this video than when I just read for 24 hours straight. Because when I read for 24 hours straight, like, I'm focused on it. Whereas this was just me picking up the camera and starting the timer just whenever I had time to read. Does that make sense? I feel like I expected to read a lot more in this video because I didn't have to be tired at any point because I could just start the timer and read whenever I wanted to. But I actually read less than I did in my 24-hour readathon that I did, where I read for 24 hours straight, or I read about the same. I didn't read more. So that's cracking. So glad I did this. But anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. Please give it a thumbs up down below if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you in my next one. Bye.